Let us see operation of alternator at constant kilowatt load with variable excitation. So when we are taking constant load, then power demand from load must be constant, and we know power, per phase power, VIA cos phi, also given as VE by XS sin delta. If I take RA 0, then the power formula can also be written as VE by XS sin delta, and it must be constant if load is constant. So as terminal voltage is constant and synchronous reactance is constant, to make this constant, IA cos phi from this formula must be constant, and here as V and XS are constant, E sin delta must be constant. So let us see how the phasor will change for different operation when we are operating alternator at leading power factor, lagging power factor and unity power factor. So I have a phasor so this is what phase voltage. Mind you, I am taking armature resistance as 0. Therefore, IaRa drop will be omitted. So to maintain constant power, if I take a current IA, lagging power factor current IA1 at an angle of phi 1. So if I complete its phasor, IA XS drop, IaRa drop is already neglected because Ra I have taken as 0. So IA XS will be leading IA by 90 degree. So this is what this is J IA1 XS, and this phasor will give us EPH say 1. Now to have constant power, IA cos phi 1 must be constant. So if load is constant and if I am taking this phasor for unity power factor, the current is IA2 here. So IA2 and IA1 cos phi 1 will be equal. This is what IA1 cos phi 1, which is equal to IA2, to maintain power constant. So this will become what? This will become locus of armature current for constant power. For constant power. So when I am taking IA2 here, and at the same time, what will be locus of EPH to maintain constant power? So this will be, mind you, this angle is what? Delta. This angle is delta. So what will be this length? This length is what? EPH1 sin delta 1, and I am taking 1. So this must be constant to maintain constant power. So this will become what? Locus of EPH. This will become what? Locus of EPH. Locus of EPH for constant power. For constant power. Now, as I am taken unity power factor load, so IA2 is here, so its associated IA excess drop will be here. So this is what? J IA2 excess drop, right? And this will become EPH2. And in this case, this angle will be delta 2, and I can say this length, which is EPH1 sin delta 1, is equal to EPH2 sin delta 2. Now if I take leading power factor, say this is IA3 and this angle is phi 3. So corresponding IA axis drop will be perpendicular to this dotted line. So this will be what? J IA3 axis drop, and we will have this as EPH3, and this angle will be delta 3, and we can say EPH3 sin delta, which is this length, is constant. Sin delta 3 is constant. Here also IA1 cos phi 1 equal to IA2 equal to IA3 cos phi 3 equal to IA3 cos phi 3. So this is what? Effect of change in excitation in alternator when load is constant, right? So in this case we have again 3 operating zone. This is when lagging power factor, this is when unity power factor, and this is coming when leading power factor. So if I distribute this zone as this zone belongs to overexcited, so alternator here is over excited, here it is normally excited, and here it is under excited. So this is what the effect of excitation variation on constant kilowatt load. So based on this, what is learning that we want to see for engineers who are working in power plant? We are seeing from this figure that when excitation is varied to have constant power, the current locus is changing from lagging to unity to leading, right? So based on these loading, we can change excitation to meet the demand also. If lagging power factor, excitation will be more overexcited, unity power factor, excitation will be normal, and if leading power factor, excitation will be under excitation. That is taking care of reactive power supply or demand. Now based on this, we are seeing one curve known as compounding curve. So it is what it is plot between excitation current, field current versus armature current, right, to maintain terminal voltage constant. VPH, that is V, terminal voltage constant at a load of constant power factor. Load is given and its power factor is constant and load is varied. So what will happen? How machine will be controlled? We can see here from this phasor, if it is V, constant terminal voltage, and this is one current IA with a given power factor. So omitting IA RA drop because RA is taken as 0. This is what EF requirement, excitation, sorry, EPH or excitation requirement, right? But if at same power factor current is increased, then to meet the demand excitation must be increased, because load is increased, load demand is increased. So to meet the demand, input, that is excitation must be increased. So excitation will be here again, EPH. So this is what locus of now, this is locus of EPH, and as load increases we need to increase excitation. This is a case of lagging power factor, right? So based on this I can say, if it is armature current and this is field current, so as load increases at a given power factor, load is increasing, armature current will increase, so excitation must increase. So this is what, when lagging power factor, lagging power factor. Now let us see at unity power factor what is happening. This is terminal voltage V and this is armature current, and there will be I access drop, and based on this I will have EPH. So this is when a load is given at unity power factor, but at same unity power factor if load is increased, so load current is increasing to meet its demand, load current is increasing, say IA dash, so to meet its demand EPH will also increase, but this increment will be slower than increment when the case is lagging power factor load, right? So therefore here also excitation must be increased at slower rate than that of lagging power factor. So if I draw here the curve, compounding curve, it will be like this. So this is what when we have unity power factor. Now coming to leading power factor, it is little bit interesting. You can see it is V and there is, say, someone there is leading current IA, so corresponding IA access drop will be perpendicular to this leading, right? So this is what IA access, and somewhere here we have EPH. So this is EPH. Now if I am increasing same leading power factor load increases, current will increase to meet the demand. What is happening? EPH is changing, it is little bit decreasing now, and it becomes minimum when it comes here. You can see, you can EPH double dash, it is what EPH dash. So from here to here this length is greater than this one and this is smallest length, so current EPH is decreasing, that is excitation is decreasing. After this what happens? if you further increase load, the current is, EPH will come here. Yes, EPH triple dash. So EPH this length is greater than this. Again it is increasing further. EPH triple dash. So like this, what we are seeing, in case of leading power factor, excitation is decreasing and after that it increases. So its nature will be like this. Excitation is decreasing up to certain limit and after that it has to increase. So this is what leading power factor. So this is known as compounding curve. Compounding curve, which must be understood for the engineers in a power station, right? So this is how, if a particular power factor load is increased, corresponding excitation is increased. If a lagging power factor, say 0.8 lagging power factor load is there and load is continuously increasing, so I have to increase excitation. In this manner, excitation will follow this pattern. At unity power factor, if load is increased, the excitation pattern will be this one. Here excitation increment will be lesser than this one. And in leading power factor, when load is increased, excitation, as load increases, obviously armature current is increasing. So as leading power factor load is increased, say 0.8 leading power factor is there, but load magnitude is increasing. So therefore, up to certain limit, excitation will be decreased and later on excitation will increase. So this is what the understanding from excitation point of view. And when constant load is there, then how excitation is affecting its nature, that we have seen here.